Hello everybody and welcome back to another Iron Ogre video, and today this video is completely different to anything I've done. I'm surprised I even ended up doing this video at all because I was planning on this year's videos for the rest of the year for the Iron Ogre channel would just be things that are already planned. Like, for example, I've been planning to do Shrek shit for years, and I've been planning to do some stuff on Christmas and some stuff on Halloween. I won't reveal what those videos are for Christmas and Halloween yet. I kind of want it to be a surprise. But yeah, I was only going to be like working on videos that I actually planned on doing before for the rest of the year for this channel. But I don't know, I felt like doing a video on Coronation Street. If you don't know what Coronation Street is, then don't worry, because probably 99% of my viewers don't. So Coronation Street is a soap opera that is on ITV and is very popular in the UK and is set in the UK and set in Manchester, the city I live in. And yeah, it's basically, like I said, a soap opera. Really, you know what to expect from a soap opera. I think you might. I don't know. If you don't know what a soap opera is, it's basically a TV show full of different characters and groups of people, like families, and they all have their own different problems and storylines, and the storylines are all about different things. There's quite a bit of variety. Like, it can be like someone cheated, like an affair, or like a breakup, or someone gets pregnant, bloody miscarriage, sexual assault, murder, manslaughter, framed of a crime you didn't do. You know, it's about all sorts, really. And yeah, it's like a few weeks ago, there was this episode about this woman who is deaf, and she was not happy with this other woman who had a deaf child, because the other woman who had the deaf child wanted to get an operation so that, the deaf child can have an easier life. And that's the episode I'm going to be talking about in this bloody video. So this episode came out like 2 or 3 weeks ago now, and I mean, I've been watching this show for about 2 years now. I have no idea why I'm still watching it, because I mean, it's woke and it's kind of mixed, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, this is probably the worst thing I've seen on the show, and I've been watching it for about 2 bloody years. And I mean, a deaf woman kidnapping a deaf child doesn't seem like an awful thing, but the awful thing about it that makes it truly awful is the fact they want us to sympathise with the deaf woman. Yeah, she did lose her husband like a few days ago, but what's a deaf child got to do with it? It's not like she's taking someone else's man, because that would be at least a bit understandable, because it's related to, like, having a husband, kind of, you know what I mean? But yeah, she kidnapped someone's child because they wanted to get that child to have an operation for his ears, because like it would make his life easier. And she's like, oh, you're rejecting the deaf community. Oh, like, no one gives a shit. Being disabled isn't that great of a thing, to be honest. Yeah, there's nothing bad about deaf people, like, as people, but it's, being deaf is a little inconvenient. You can't deny that. And you're stopping this person's child from getting an operation. Why? Because maybe you think you want, the deaf population to rise, or like, do you just want deaf people to be more common so people can relate to you more? Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with deaf people, but I mean, why would you want loads of people to have a disability just because you have it too? It doesn't make sense. I don't know. But you may be thinking, well, maybe she's just like worried about the child and she cares for it, Is she like the godmother, the grandfather, the auntie? Nope, she bloody isn't. She doesn't relate to the child in any sort of way. So really, it's absolutely none of her business what happens with that child. So really, she's just putting in someone's business and thinks she has the rights to do it just because her and that child have, like, one thing in common, when really, it doesn't really matter. That's like saying, oh yeah, I kidnapped someone's child but I mean, it's alright because we're both black. I mean, it doesn't make sense. I mean, on the Coronation Instagram account as well, they were like promoting this episode and they were like sympathizing with her and acting like that's what we're supposed to do. And most people in the comment section and on YouTube in comment sections would agree with me that this is hella stupid. It is not her child. It is not her choice. You know, whatever happens to the child, you know, she has no say in what happens to that child, and that's how it should be. So she's just stop butting in. Something even worse is that, like, even the mother of the child was, like, trying to sympathise her and was like, oh, I can't blame her, really. I mean, you bloody can. She sort of kidnapped your child because she doesn't like what you've decided to do with it. Of course you can blame her for kidnapping the child. There was only, like, 2 people who were, like, thinking like any other normal human being, and that was Chesney, the father of the child, and I think her name's Bernie or something, the grandmother of the child. Mainly Chesney, to be honest. He was the one who was like, God, I can't believe this, I'm never forgiving her, we've missed the bloody operation. And yeah, he's right, I wouldn't forgive her either, the little twat. And also, you like, after she was arrested and let go, she did apologize to them. So you might be thinking, well, man, at least she apologized, it's just a big misunderstanding. Well, you see, the thing is, he missed the operation. And I'm willing to bet that, you know, if the operation did happen, then she wouldn't be apologizing. She'd probably still be complaining like, oh, why you got that child the operation? What have you got against deaf people, huh? And something else I find funny is, remember when I said Coronation Street has gone woke? Yeah, they're trying to make it more diverse and trying to have a positive look on all these different, like, kinds of people, including deaf people. But I mean, if you want to, you know, like, appeal to, like, a deaf audience and, you know, make deaf people look like great people, then it's not the best decision to make one of your few deaf characters a child kidnapper just because she wasn't a fan of what the mother wanted to do with the child. Yeah, that doesn't exactly put a good look on deaf people, if you ask me. And I'm not saying, oh, if you're trying to be diverse, make the characters perfect. Ooh, but the thing is, yeah, I'm not trying to say that. I'm just trying to say you're trying to make deaf people look like good people, but, you know, making your, you know, one of your only deaf characters do something stupid like that, it's just not a very smart way of going about, you know, showing how great deaf people are, is it? So yeah, in conclusion, this episode was sort of dedicated to the deaf community and was just sort of like, you know, trying to empower deaf people and was trying to say, yo, deaf people can still be great even though they are deaf. So yeah, the entire episode was basically about, yay, deaf people are great. And they were so awful at making deaf people look great because they just made them look awful in this episode when the entire point of it was to make deaf people look great. You know, like, oh yeah, you see, this child don't need no goddamn operation. He's great the way he is. Now let's kidnap it. I mean, yeah, it's very stupid. So yeah, in conclusion, this episode is absolutely terrible. The worst thing I've seen in my 2 years of watching this show. And something I would like to mention is, you may be thinking, hey, if you've been watching this show for like 2 years, then why haven't you made a review on it or something? Because you probably have quite a lot of opinions on it, like you do in this video. Well, you see, I'm never reviewing the entire show because, one, it's a soap opera and literally there's like 3 episodes every week. And the show isn't ending anytime soon. And do you want to know when the show started? Like 60 years ago. And keep in mind, they release new episodes like 3 times a week. So there's thousands of episodes. So there's no way I'm watching this show from the beginning to the end, when it eventually ends, and then reviewing it, because there'd be way too much to talk about, and the video would be like a week long. That's the runtime it would be. But anyway, yeah, so I'll never review the entire show. I might make more Coronation Street content, who knows, really depends if anything interesting happens again like this. But yeah, I just wanted to share my thoughts on this episode because I thought it was absolutely awful, and I wanted to do something a bit different on the channel because I've noticed that the majority of my reviews are positive and are about movies. So I thought, hey, why not do a negative sort of review on an episode of a TV show that hardly anyone knows about. Anyway, if you're wondering if this is going to be this month's video because I've been uploading only once a month since April, no, this will not be the only Iron Ogre video this month. I actually plan to upload 3 times on this channel this month. But we'll see how that goes because I've got a lot going on with other channels. There might be some new beef for me to talk about on the War Machine Ogre channel. So we'll really see if we can, upload 3 videos. But expect definitely 2 videos. I'm pretty sure there will be at least 2 Iron Ogre videos this month. I'm aiming for 3, but I'm pretty sure there'll be at least 2. Anyway, hope you all did enjoy this video. Please let me know if you're interested in this sort of content talking about Coronation Street. I know most of my viewers, and probably all of my viewers, don't even watch the show. But oh well, I just felt like making this video anyway. If you did like the video, then give it a thumbs up. If you did dislike it, then press the thumbs down. If you like my content, then you can subscribe and maybe even click that bell to be notified every time I upload. Anyway, yeah, goodbye.